Hello my dear students, once again most welcome back in my YouTube channel. Today I brought some important type question of this chapter. Okay, right? First question is there. Our a point charge plus Q is kept in the vicinity of uncharged conducting plate. Sketch electric field lines between the charge and the plate. That means here we have to sketch electric field lines between the charge and the plate. This is number 1. Okay, A. Suppose here is the plus Q charge. This one. From the plus Q charges, electric field lines just produces. That means radially outward direction. Then suppose here is the plate. This plate having non-conducting. That means from this charge, electric field lines will have like this. This one. That means in this plate having the negative charge. Because from the positive charge, all electric field lines just going from this one emerging to and merging in this plate. That's why in this plate having the negative charge, right? This was the number 1 question. Answer of the number A. Number B is there. Two infinitely large plate, thin parallel sheets having surface charge densities sigma 1 and sigma 2. Their condition is that sigma 1 is greater than sigma 2, right? Are shown in the figure. Write the magnitude and directions of the net field in the region marked 2 and 3. Okay, this one. That means here this is the sheet A and this is sheet B. Condition is rho 1 is greater than sigma is greater than sigma 2, right? That means we have to draw the electric field lines in region 2 and region 3. That means here number 1 for the sheet 1. Okay, number 1, net electric field in region 2. Okay, in region 2, that means here is the plus Q charge, right? Here also is the plus Q charges. That means electric field lines just produces from this Q charge like this. Okay, like this, and from this one, that means charges electric field lines will have like this. Produces this direction. That means here net electric field lines in this region, that means in this space, right? That means since our electric field in the sheet sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. Here net electric field, that means we have to add this one to this one, but direction is opposite. That's why our electric field over here, electric field equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught over here, sigma 1 minus sigma 2, right? Because we have to add this one, okay, this one plus this one, then direction is opposite. That's why between this one will be negative, right? Because sigma 1 is greater than sigma 2. That's why we have to write sigma 1 minus sigma 2. This will be the electric field in this region, net electric field. Direction, that means it will be just towards from this sheet A and sheet B. Okay, towards from sheet A and sheet B. Okay. Next, our this one, marked electric field in third region. That means this region. Okay. For this one, third region, that means due to this sheet, there are having positive, that's the direction will be this side. Okay, due to this one, like this. Okay, then it's next. Number 2, net electric field in this region, in the region third electric field equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught. Here is the direction is same, that's why here sigma 1 plus sigma 2. This will be the electric field in this region, right? And direction of this one, that is away from the sheet A to sheet B. Direction of electric field. Electric field is away from the sheets A and B, because direction of the electric field is going from this one. Okay, from this one also going that side, because there is the positive charge, right? Here also is the positive charge, that's it. Okay, this was the question number 1. Okay, next question. Our question number 2. Suppose given the shape of this one. Okay, inside the shape of this shape, okay, minus q charge and plus q charge. Outside having, there is plus 3q charge, right? Here asked to find the electric flux inside this closed loop. That means we have already know from the Gauss's theorem. Our phi is equal to our net electric charge, divided by epsilon naught. Right? Net charge, that means total charge enclosed the surface. From this figure, our net charge plus 2q charge minus q. 2q charge minus q. This will be the net charge, total charge, epsilon naught. That means our flux is equal to phi is equal to, here will be the q divided by epsilon naught. This one. This will be not depend on this surface, because Gauss's theorem, our phi is equal to this is the formula of Gauss's theorem. Our phi is equal to net charge enclose the surface divided by epsilon naught. That's why we have to add of this charges inside the surface divided by epsilon naught. Our plus 2q charges is there, minus q charges is there. We have to calculate this one, then q it will become divided by epsilon naught. This one. This is given for the confusion. Like this type question will come in your competitive exams also. Next question our next question is there. An infinitely long positively charged straight wire has a linear charge density lambda coulomb per meter, and electron is revolving around the wire at its center with a constant velocity in a circular plane perpendicular to the wire. Deduce the expression for the kinetic energy. Okay. Second is asking plot the graph of the kinetic energy as a function of charge density lambda. This one. That means number 1 we have to draw the long straight wire. Suppose this is infinite long straight wire having the charge. Okay, deciding the charge. We have already discussed in the application of Gauss's theorem, okay, number 1, infinite charge long straight wire. This one here asking here, in this wire an electron is revolving, that means electrons just revolving like this. Okay, suppose electron is there, here electron revolving around the wire as its center with a constant velocity in a circular plane perpendicular to the wire. Suppose radius of this circle is small r, right? First, okay, electric field due to charged straight wire is equal to, we have already find out in the expression, lambda divided by 2 pi epsilon naught r. Suppose this is equation number 1. Here asking electrons just revolving over here, okay, with kinetic energy. Electrons, suppose electrons is just revolving over here, that means there is experience a one type of force, that is centripetal force, right? Centripetal force, that means electrons, the electron revolving around a straight wire, this is experience a centripetal force, that means F is equal to mv square divided by r, right? Since our force is equal to F is equal to Q into E. We have already know in the electric field E is equal to force per unit charge. That means place of charge we have to take electron is there. That's why we can write F is equal to E. Electron, E for electron, E is the electric field, equal to our, this is force m v square by r, right? That means our, in place of electric field is equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon r. Our force is equal to this one, that's E into electric field is this one, lambda divided by 2 pi epsilon naught r is equal to mv square divided by r, we can write, okay? Here some term is going to cancel out, this is the r is going to cancel out, then E lambda divided by 2 pi epsilon naught equal to mv, this one. Suppose this is equation number 2, right? This is equation number 2. After that mv square, that means suppose we have to do half of this term. From 1 by 2 we have to multiply in this equation 1 by 2, then our equation will be get E lambda divided by 2 to the 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 1 by 2 mv square, right? That means our, this is the kinetic energy, right? That's why E lambda divided by 4 pi epsilon naught equal to our kinetic energy. That was the asking the question, find the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is equal to this one, right? Second, our equation, second question was asking there, question number B. Our question number B is there. Plot the graph between the kinetic energy, okay, as a function of charge density. Plot the graph. Number B. Suppose this is kinetic energy. Plot the graph between the kinetic energy as a function of linear charge density. From this equation, we are watching over here, kinetic energy is giving the directly proportional to charge density lambda. That means this is x-axis, then y-axis. Along the y-axis giving the kinetic energy, along the x-axis giving the charge density lambda. Because relationship between the kinetic energy and lambda giving the directly proportional, that's why its graph will be straight line, right? We have to increase the kinetic energy, then increase the charge density, right? This was the question number 3, right? Now question number 4. Our next question is there. This one, question number 4. Two parallel uniformly charged infinite plane sheets 1 and 2 have charge densities plus sigma and minus 2 sigma respectively. Give the magnitude and direction of the net electric field at a point. That means number 1 asking in between the two sheets. Okay, that means we have to take that point. It should be in between the two sheets. Okay, number 2 is there outside near the sheet 1. That means for the number 1, suppose we have to take two infinite sheet. This is the sheet number 1 and this is sheet number 2, right? Number 1 is asking here in between the two sheets. That means over here, suppose P point, right? Here density is given there for this one plus sigma, and for this one minus 2 sigma, right? There is the plus charge density, okay? There is minus charge density. That means we are going to find the electric field that at that point it should be between these two plates. That means at P we are going to find the electric field at P point, right? Due to this one, direction of the electric field will be this side. That is suppose E1. Okay, there is negative charge density. That's it. Direction of this one will be like this. That is the E2. Okay, this one, direction of this electric field both are same. That means here net electric field that means E, suppose P1, right? Suppose this is P1 electric field. Magnitude of this one is equal to magnitude of E1 plus magnitude of E2. Okay, in the plane sheet, our electric field is equal to sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. Okay, we have already learned in application of Gauss's theorem, right? This one, then plus is there, magnitude of E2, that means here charge density 2. That's why here will be the 2 sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. We have to calculate this one. Okay, then our electric field P1 is equal to our, this will be the 2 epsilon naught. Okay, then here is the 2 epsilon plus 2 epsilon, sigma plus 2 sigma, right? Here will be 3 sigma by 2 epsilon naught. This one, okay. Direction of this one will be just going this side, na? 1 to 2, na? Next point is there, net for number 2, outside near the sheet. For this one, this is the sheet, okay. This one, this was the plus, this is the negative 2 sigma. Here is the outside the near point sheet A. That means here is the P. right? This one, here is the 1, here is the 2, number 1. Okay, due to this one, charge will be this side, that is the E1, right? Due to this one, the negative charge, that's why direction will be like this, that is E2, because there is negative charge density, that's why direction of the electric field will be downward side. Now net electric field E, suppose this is P2, okay, P2 is equal to our magnitude of E2 minus magnitude of E1, okay. Then our electric field due to this charge, that means 2 rho divided by 2 epsilon naught, minus is there, rho sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught, right? Our in the electric field in the sheet, I have already told E is equal to rho sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. Okay, we have to use that one. Then our final equation E2 is equal to our, this will be 2 epsilon naught, then 2 sigma minus sigma, that means Et2 is equal to 2 minus 1, that is 1, that is 2 epsilon. This one, okay. This was the some question. Now next question is there. Next our this one question. Two concentric metallic spherical cells of radius r and 2r are given charges Q1 and Q2 respectively. Okay, the surface charge densities on the outer surface of the cells are equal, right? Densities are equal. That means here there is this one, okay. This charges is Q1 for this one and Q2 for this one, okay. Q2, that means radius of this one for this cell, that is the capital R, OP, okay, and this is the, suppose T, O to T, that is the 2R. Here densities are same, that means the charge densities, that is the sigma R same in both cell, okay. Charge density, suppose ρ1, charge density, suppose this is sigma, okay, sigma for Q1, okay, for Q1 charge. Our density is equal to charge divided by area, right? For the area we have to take the area of this spherical shell. That means our this sigma is equal to Q1 divided by our 4 pi, radius is there R, that is R square. From this one our Q1 is equal to 4 pi R square into density sigma, okay. Similarly, charge density for Q2, for Q2, that means density is equal to charge per unit area. For this one, we have to take this cell. Okay, this cell, that means our 4 pi, there is radius is 2r, that's the 2r to whole square. From this one, our Q2 is equal to 4 pi 2 to the 4 r square into density. Okay, this is the 2 one. But here asking the question, are equal, determine the ratio Q1 is to Q2. Okay, that means we have to divide these two equations. Okay, ratio, since our Q1 is to Q2 equal to Q1 is equal to our this one 4 pi r square density divided by Q2 is equal to that one 4 pi 4 r square, this one. Some term is going to cancel out, this one, then this one to this one. That means our r square also cancel out, r square 1 by 4. That is final equation, ratio of Q1 is to Q2 equal to 1 by 1 is to 4. This was the questions. I hope you have to understood all this question. Okay, please you have to subscribe this channel and share to your friends. Okay, thanks for watching.